Hello. Today we're in the informational text packet and we're looking at the essential question of 1, how do readers know what to believe? And number 4, what is informational text really about? As we read this, we're going to be participating in a close read where we read a text 3 times for understanding or a section. The first time we read for what the text says. So as you read through this section called When a Whale Falls, or a portion of the section When a Whale Falls, I want you to read through for what the text says. After you read it, to determine what the text says, I want you to please create an objective summary of the text. As we do that, we are looking at learning target number 5, to create an objective summary of the text. Remember, we said that an objective summary is a restatement of the most important points without adding personal opinions. Use facts only. It also is a summary that doesn't use the word choice of the author, but uses your own word choice and should be more than just one sentence long. It should, one sentence is more of a main idea or a claim. This should be longer than that because it's a summary. So it should have a little bit of an idea of what happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the section that we're reading. In our second phase of reading, we're going to be reading for how the text says it. As we read for how the text says it, we will be rereading the text for text structure. This text is set up with different headings. This heading you get is When a Whale Falls. So this is one particular section of the text. It starts with the information on the top and it ends with this paragraph below the line. That is the entire section with a little bit taken out of the middle of When a Whale Falls. As you read the text for how the author says it, I want you to think about how does the section When a Whale Falls contribute to the ideas that the authors develop within the text as a whole. And cite text evidence to support your response. Make sure you begin your answer with this section and then decide to pick one. Shows, offers, explains, highlights, suggests, reveals, describes. Or maybe you might begin with the section uses, and then you'll have to fill in what the section you think in fact uses, if it's a specific type of way an author writes. And then you would have to continue and say to explain, illustrate, show, or describe, or any of the listed above items, and then finish that sentence. So please make sure you begin your response with one of the following and then provide cited text evidence. As we read in this section, we're going to be looking at learning target number 19 to analyze the structure the author uses and how the way the author actually writes it on the page actually contributes to the ideas that they have to say. So make sure that you think about how the appearance of the text and the sectioning of the text and charts and graphs and all that kind of stuff with the text, how those features of the text actually do help contribute to what the author is talking about, that central idea of the passage. We will also in that phase be reading citing text evidence. So we're looking at learning target number 1 to cite several pieces of text evidence. Remember, it's quoted word for word from the text, and after a piece of text evidence, you always need to explain that text evidence with a full sentence analysis. So you break down the evidence and the words that are in that evidence and how it connects back to your opening sentence or claim. In phase 3, we're going to be reading for why the text matters. As we read for why the text matters, I want you to reread that text focusing on the following question. The author concludes this section with the quote, "Together these 3 habitats have completely changed how scientists think about the basic rules for life." How does the information in this section support this particular quote directly? And to cite evidence to support your response. As we read for this phase, we're going to be looking at learning target number 6 to analyze the interaction between an idea, which is that quoted idea, and the events from within this section. I want you to look closely at how the idea present in the quote does in fact connect to the events from the section. You also, again, need to cite text evidence in the form of a quotation, word for word from the text, and then follow that quotation with a full sentence analysis that connects back to your claim. So go ahead and get started on this close reading, day 1 of Living in the Dark.